Giving information about generation of computers. We are all fond of computers. Computer has made many difficult work like calculation very easy. Nowadays, any company cannot run without help of computer. But while using these computers, we must be aware of how the computers were actually made, how the evolution in computers actually happened. We know Charles Babbage is the father of computer. In 1822, he made the first computer, and later on, in 1833, he actually designed an analytical engine, which was a general purpose computer. It contained an ALU, some basic flowchart principle, and the concept of integrated memory. Functions of computer were actually differentiated on the basis of characteristic component used in the computer. Like in the first generation is known as vacuum tube generation because vacuum tube was the main highlight used in computer. In later some parts were replaced by other parts which gave more and more strength to the computer to run fast and do the calculation more easily. There were total 5 generations of computer. Actual components used over generations of computer and the actual periods of generations.
First generation of computer was based on the vacuum tube amplifiers. The use of cross-coupled vacuum tube amplifiers to produce a train of pulses was described by Eccles and Jordan in 1918. During World War II, special purpose vacuum tube digital computers such as Colossus were used to break German machine ciphers known as fish. The military intelligence gathered by these systems was essential to Allied war effort. By the end of War 10, Mark II Colossi were in use at Bletchley Park. Characteristic or advantages of first generation of computers were the main electronic component, main memory, programming language, power, speed and size, input and output devices, and quantity. Main electric component used in first generation of computers was vacuum tube, where the main memory used were magnetic drums and magnetic tapes. Machine language was the programming language which was used, but it consumes a lot of electricity and generates a lot of heat. Also, it was very slow and very large in size, which consumes almost a room to occupy the whole computer. Along with advantages, there were some disadvantages and drawbacks of first generation computers. Heat and power consumption, size, cost effect, operativity, low level use of low level language, and portability were the disadvantages of first generation computers. They used to produce more heat and power, and hence they require air conditioner. They were so much huge in size that they require almost a room to acquire a whole computer. The cost of these computers was very extreme. They are very slow to operate, and they also used only low level language, and not the high level language can be used on these computers. Next generation of computers was second generation of computers in which vacuum tube of computers was replaced by transistors. That's why it is known as generation of transistor. The given picture shows the picture of second generation of computers. Here are some characteristics of second generation of computers in which drawbacks in first generation of computers were overcome such as small size, change in circuit, power energy requirement, language use, speed, and cost.
Third generation of computers. The period of third generation of computers was from 1965 to 1971. The computers of third generation use integrated circuits in place of transistors, resistors, and capacitors along with associated circuitry. First functional integrated circuit was shown by Jack Kilby in 1959. This development made computers far more reliable and efficient. In this generation, remote processing, time sharing, and operating systems were used. Advantages: integrated circuits were used instead of transistors in the third generation of computers. Third generation of computers were smaller in size and cheaper as compared to the second generation of computers. They were fast and more reliable. High-level languages were also developed. Magnetic core and solid states are used as main storage. They were able to reduce computational time and had low maintenance cost. Input and output devices became more sophisticated. Disadvantages of third generation of computers. air conditioning was required in many cases. Highly sophisticated technology was also required for the manufacture of integrated circuit chips. Integrated circuits were very difficult to repair. The computers were costly. Now, over to you, Abhishek, for fourth generation of computers.
Fourth generation of computer came in 1976 and lasted till 1999. VLSI circuit, or additionally referred to as microprocessor, are utilized in this generation. A microprocessor chip is made from hundreds of integrated circuit constructed on a single silicon chip. Also, the use of word PC elevated on this generation, and first PC changed it into advanced through IBM, for example, Apple, Cray-1, etc. Following are the characteristics of fourth generation of computers. Here are listed the drawback and disadvantages of fourth generation computer.
Fifth generation of computers. It is based on artificial intelligence. It allows computer to behave like humans. It is often seen in programs like voice recognition, area of medicine and entertainment. Within the field of games, playing also, it is shown remarkable performance where computers are capable of beating human computers. Its speed is highest, size is that smallest, and area of use remarkably increased within the fifth generation of computers. Characteristic or advantages of fifth generation computers. Disadvantages or drawbacks for other generations have become characteristic or advantages for the fifth generation of computers. Like its characteristics are main electronic component, language, size, input output devices. It understand natural language also. It is so small that we can carry it portably in our hand also. Here are some advantages and disadvantages of artificial intelligence, that is fifth generation of computers, which contains more advantages than the disadvantages, which shows that it has shown great performance in the today's world.